There are essential keywords that move the 21st century. Those would be summed up as social integration, the customer, creativity, brand power, and social networks. The last of these is women. Renowned futurist Alvin Toffler predicted 3 types of power shifts in his book. Namely, that power would shift from the West to the East, from the ruler to the people, and from men to the women. However, his predictions were wrong since he thought that the age of women would be made possible after 2028. Now in 2013, the age of women is taking place in all countries, and even in Korea, the beautiful country in the East.
대통령으로서의 직책을 성실히 수행할 것을 국민 앞에 엄숙히 선서합니다.
December 19, 2012, at the 18th presidential election, the first female president in the Korean constitutional government was elected. This was an event that signified the coming of the age of women. Now the power of women became a crucial existence in Korea, whether them being in the positions of the government and politics, management specialists, or cultural artists.
Well, I wonderfully because of their intelligence and strong character. I hope to see more women ambassadors from Korea.
The people we are to meet today are the Korean women who applied their advantages as women to their own fields, using confidence and passion to rewrite the history of achievements and challenges. Eco-friendly fashion brand, naturally dyed in adherence to traditional material and weaving method. A 25 billion won profit made in the year of 2013. All of these modifiers describe Ise, the eco-friendly fashion brand. Ise is a clothing brand that was established in 2005 by CEO Park Geun Hye, whose conviction was that its clothes would be made with human hands and not machines.
대학교 동기들끼리 우리 입거리 연구를 만들었었거든요. 그때서부터 우리 전통 문화, 우리 옷 이런 것들을 공부하면서 자연스럽게 전통과 그리고 우리의 어떤 철학이 결합된 그런 옷을 만들어야 되겠다는 생각을 했습니다.
Since its establishment in 2005, Ise is not only popular nationally but internationally, recently developing at a high speed again and again. Its annual profit reached 25 billion in its 10th year, and 50 stores were built in major cities, including those in popular department stores.
전통을 살리는 것도 중요하지만 전통이 전통에서 그치는 것은 의미가 없다고 생각을 합니다. 그래서 전통이라고 하는 것들도 얼마든지 우리가 현대를 살아가는 사람들이 정말 멋스럽게 입을 수 있게끔 다시 재창조가 돼야 되는 것들이죠.
The philosophy of Ise is to build the precious value of humans and life through clothes. Similarly to the precise fingertips of women, the company produces clothes of nature imbued with the care of a mother thinking of her family. That is why brand Ise's clothes are produced around natural substances made through traditional methods. Fiber is acquired through growing nettles and colored with natural dyes. Then the cloth is weaved through a traditional loom and completed with hand sewing. It is truly clothing made through care. Especially Ise's hemp clothes and Hansan's Raimi clothes, made with the modernly reinterpreted beauty of Korean lines and curves, are considered as healthy clothing, that is stylish and antibacterial. As of now, Issei has constructed a natural dyeing facility in Jeju Island, and vitalizing the tones of nature through the persimmon tannin dyeing method by using unripe persimmons from July and August, and the seaweed method by using the laver from the Jeju Ocean. The clothes from Issei made through such dyeing methods from masters boast natural patterns made through the meeting of wind and sunlight, displaying the diverse and elegant colors of nature.
저는 계속 자연영색도 변화 발전한다고 생각을 해요. 그 사람의 삶을 지은 거죠. 제주도 우연히 가물하시는 분이 바닷가에 감태가 많이 이제 떠밀려 온대요. 바닷가에 보면은 저걸로 염색을 같이 해보면 어떨까 호기심에서 다시 시작이 된 거죠.
Issei is now garnering a large response from the Southeast Asian market as a high-class brand. Starting from the Paris exhibition in 2005, it is participating in the annual Seoul Fashion Week and is planning to launch its male clothing line in 2014.
내년에는 남성복을 지금 출시를 할 계획을 가지고 있고 아동복 그리고 침구류, 인테리어 부분까지 저희가 할 수 있는 부분이 굉장히 많고 그리고 이것들이 정리가 되면 얼마든지 글로벌 브랜드로도 도약할 수 있다고 생각을 합니다.
In a world today where fast fashion made up of disposable items is in trend, slow fashion, stressing the beauty of slowness and represented by CEO Jung Kyung-a's fast-growing Issei, makes us rethink the meaning of clothing. The fact that natural dye and natural material is being transformed and developed according to present times makes her challenge even more beautiful. The beautiful Jeju Island, registered as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage, is within Korea's South Sea. Jeju Island is sought by tourists all over the world now, but was a barren land a while ago. Jeju women strenuously made their living by going sea diving and collecting shellfish instead of their husbands. They were the Jeju female divers called haenyeo in Korean. Jeju female divers are such valuable assets to Jeju cultural heritage that it can be said that Jeju Island's history equals Jeju female divers' history. However, with more and more female divers giving up on their difficult diving due to more convenient lifestyles, the legacy seems to be in danger of discontinuing altogether. But this doesn't mean that hope is gone. There are people who chose the job at a young age in order to continue on with Jeju's traditional culture. Youngest Jeju female diver, Kim Jae-yeon, is one of them. It was not easy when she began diving. Her family was strongly against it, and she suffered from both stress and depression since she had to do all the housework as the eldest daughter. Then one day she became confident after hearing from her female diver aunt how she had overcome a hardship through diving. From then on, she felt her land worries disappearing and new happiness emerging whenever she dived into the water. That's how her female diver life began.
바닷속에 들어가면요, 정말로 편안해요. 그리고 내가 노력한 만큼, 내 몸이 허락하는 만큼 이제 가서 물건을 잡아오고 수익을 올리는 거기 때문에요. 되게 막 좀 뿌듯하고 그렇게 하거든요. 네.
The big reason why she has such pride as a female diver is because she believes that she is continuing on with the legacy of a 3-generation female diver family. The job of a female diver cannot be performed all year. Diving is prohibited from June to August, and they must wait by working in the island's field or doing other jobs until turbo catching is allowed. This is a self-regulation concerning the coexistence of humans and resources from the sea, the life area of Jeju Islanders. Such regulation allowed high assessments in the WCC from world ecology specialists.
그러니까 해녀들은 자연을 절대로 파괴는 시키지 않아요. 자연하고 사람하고 이렇게 어우러져 가지고 되게 공존을 잘하시는 분들이라고 저는 생각하고 또
That is why her mind naturally became placated through diving. She promises herself to become the guardian of Jeju female diving culture until the end, as the youngest female diver protecting Jeju.
일단은 누군가는 해야 되는 일이에요. 세상이 유지가 될 수가 없잖아요. 누군가는 이 일을 해야 되는 일이고 그리고 이 일에 자기가 이런 일을 하는 거에 대해 가지고 자부심도 느껴야 되고.
Female diver Kim Jae-yeon, who won the new Female Cultural Person Award from the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, is inspiring many youths trying to continue on with Korean traditional culture. She heads toward the sea today, again to dive. In April 2014, a Korean ballerina received the global spotlight as she took on a new challenge. This ballet was known to be a piece that only the world's best ballerina can perform, the legendary Marguerite and Armand.
Marguerite, a courtesan, relives in her delirium.
This piece was created by Britain's master choreographer, Frederick Ashton. After its premiere in 1963, they weren't able to find an adequate lead dancer, so it was never put on stage for 20 years. Kim Joo-won was the first Asian to become the lead dancer of this ballet.
그냥 제 삶에 당연한 거고 춤이 저를 가장 잘 표현할 수 있는 수단이고 언어이고 너무 숨 쉬는 것처럼 자연스러운 일인 것 같아요. 예.
After graduating from the Bolshoi Ballet Academy in 1997, Kim Joo-won had been the principal dancer of the Korea National Ballet for 15 years. Last year, she chose to go independent. She decided to leave the safety net and stand on her own. She captivated the world with her perfect performance in Marguerite and Armand, showing delicate hand movements and anguish-filled expressions so well on a spectacular stage.
I don't know, maybe God or something give me Joanne, and I make her incredible work together, and so I make her like this. Today she's ready for everything. So today I think she's no one the best. I think the best ballerina in Korea now, this time.
One year after Kim Joo-won graduated from the Bolshoi Ballet Academy in 1997, she joined the Korea National Ballet and performed as the principal dancer. While she was at the top for 15 years, she was famous for being the dancer who was the first to arrive and the last to leave the studio. But even the best dancer had a time of painful hardships.
제 몸이 너무 망가지면서 결국엔 족저근까지 망가진 거죠. 그래서 근막에 염증이 자꾸 생겨서 발이 엄청 붓는 건데요. 근데 원인은 몸 전체에 있었던 거고. 저한테는 그냥 사형 선고 같은 거잖아요. 근데
She did not give up. Clutching at straws, she applied for a leave of absence and went into a rehabilitation center, spending 12 hours a day focusing on recovering. After she was diagnosed as having plantar fasciitis, she spent 9 months at the rehabilitation center. One day, with a trembling heart, She tried on her toe shoes. Fortunately, it didn't hurt.
정말 그 족저근막염이라는 얘기 듣고 저 한 번도 운 적이 없었는데 그 토슈즈 신고 울었어요. 아픔이 없길래. 예, 그래서 다시 제가 발레를 시작하게 됐죠. 근데 너무 우연히도 그 족저근막염 이후에 제가 처음으로 선 무대가 그 부누아 드라 당스라는 무대였어요.
Kim Joo-won won the battle against herself and performed on stage once again in 2006. That year, she won the Best Ballerina Award in the Benoit de la Danse, the Academy Award in the ballet world.
동양에 그것도 한국이라는 나라에서 그런 클래식 순수 클래식 작품이 그렇게 아름답게 만들어지고 저 주용 무용수는 저렇게 아름다운 느낌과 감정 표현이 가능하냐. 유럽이 반성을 해야겠다라고 말할 정도로 그렇게 만장일치로 제가 그 상을 받은 거였거든요. 그래서 한국 발레가 어떤 건지 저력을 보여준 거잖아요. 그래서 그 상의 의미가 저한테뿐만이 아니라 한국 발레계에 되게 많이 힘이 됐었어요. 한국의 발레가 이렇게까지 세계적으로 발전을 했구나.
Kim Joo-won is a Korean ballerina through and through. She is embarking on this journey once again, not because it's hard for her to dance, but because she wants to focus more on dancing.
제 인생의 궁극적인 목표가 감동을 나누는 일이거든요. 누군가와 함께 뭔가를 나눈다는 거. 그러니까 그런 생각으로 저는 좀 국내 무대를 우선으로 하면서 활동을 하는 발레리나가 되고 싶다라는 생각을 했어요.
Even though she has achieved the title of Korea's best ballet dancer, she is dreaming of a new goal. As a woman and as a ballerina, she stands tall as she takes on new challenges. July 7th, 2011.
Pyeongchang.
South Africa's Durban International Convention Center was filled with loud shouts of joy. Korea's Pyeongchang, after overcoming its pain behind 2 losses in the last 10 years, had finally become the chosen venue for the 2018 Winter Olympics.
To the city of Sochi.
All Koreans had wished for it despite of its low odds. The successful securing of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games marked an Olympic Games being held in 30 years after the Seoul Summer Olympics. In the center of all this was presenter Na Sung-yeon's The Goddess of Durban.
There were many factors behind the successful bid. 10 years of preparations, the promises that we kept, the unflagging support of the Korean public, and also the amazing progress of Korean winter athletes. These were all factors that contributed to that. Jacques Rogge, the former IOC president, once said that there were 3 major factors to Pyeongchang 2018 success. He said there was leadership, there was communication, and there was women. The women in the bid team and the women athletes played a major part in the success. So I think he was talking about Yoona Kim, but also many other women who were not receiving the spotlight, but really helped with communications between the IOC members and the foreign media and also the Korean representatives.
But this race is not about geography. It is a race about dreams. It is a race about human potential.
It's true that former spokesperson Na Sung-yeon's fluent English and exceptional presentation skills became a large force in securing the Games. However, former spokesperson Ms. Na had to listen attentively for thousands of hours over the course of a year and a half in order to be on the stage for less than 10 minutes. She listened attentively to the IOC committee members' opinions of Pyeongchang and their talk of sports, filling in the missing pieces. Through such effort, she had slowly acquired important points needed to secure the Winter Olympics.
톤을 세팅하신 거예요. So Rio plus 20, 조금 더 에너지 있고.
Ms. Na Sung-yeon greatly touched people around the world through her presentation with harmonized sentiments and sense. she was not daft at communication from the beginning either. She says that what made her today was the special experience she had when she was younger. She said she felt the power of communication by living abroad in many places, and also in Korea through the Pyeongchang incident.
We are bombarded with data and information. We're constantly inundated with information, but I think what we react most to and what we remember most are stories, personal stories. Naturally, we become interested in them because they share personal experiences, and it's easier to empathize with people when they share stories like that. So I don't think it's always about relaying facts and information. I think sometimes it's just relaying personal stories that will stick with the audience, that will move the audience, and ultimately lead to the results that you want, persuasion.
Ms. Na Seung-yeon, after successfully completing the role of the Pyeongchang Olympics Bidding Committee spokesperson, is working vigorously by making a comeback to broadcasting as the co-representative of English presentation firm Arirang.
Oh, Teresa La is a great conductor of the program, Heart to Heart. Is a big interviewer, a big personality in Korea. Very happy to have met her for a few times, and I feel that we're all friends already.
Renowned public speaker Winston Churchill suffered from stammering when young. Nobody guessed he would become such a great speaker. Just as how he had endlessly tried and practiced, CEO Na Seung-yeon also fulfilled her conviction of practice and practice by becoming a world presenter today.
I think there are three factors to being a good presenter. One is actually being a good listener. I think to be able to tell the stories that the audience or the other person wants to hear, you have to be a good listener. Second, you have to form your message, like I said, in a story or simply as possible. And then third, for it to all come together, I think you need to practice. I don't believe a good presenter is born a good presenter. I believe good presenters and speakers are made that way through hours and hours of practice and effort. Winston Churchill, Obama, Steve Jobs, all these great presenters got that way, I think, through practice. So I think with practice, everyone could become a good, if not great, presenter.
As a leading Korean international presenter, CEO Na Seung-yeon is being reborn as a true professional, challenging new heights and bringing on a new growth through that passion.
특히 여성의 섬세한 감성과 기술은 다양한 산업과 기술의 융합을 기반으로 하는 창조 경제의 중요한 자산입니다.
Presenter Park Geun Hye stated in the early days of inauguration that delicate sentiments and skills of women were important assets of creative economics. Former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady, put into practice how women were beings with infinite potential and could develop into creative talent with the adequate environment given. Korean women exploring new frontiers with untiring passion and creative ideas are the real central figures pioneering new paradigms.